What jobs have you had?
I've had various jobs. When I was in college doing my graduate work, I finished college in 1950. The IBM machines had just come out, not the way they are today. They had the card sorters, they called them, and the card readers. And that's what I did for my 2 years that I was in Nashville. And there was a person from IBM in New York. And he said, well, you won't have any trouble at all finding a job because there's so few people in that. So he said, if you come into New York, I could get you a job just like that. But going to Hartford, he said, go to the IBM office in Hartford, which of course I did as soon as I got here. And met with the woman. She was quite nice. She said, now there are 3 jobs. There's one at Aetna, there's one at Travelers, and there's one at UTC. Fine. So IBM office at that time was on Asylum, just about 3 or 4 blocks from Aetna. So I went to Aetna first, and I was hired. I said, oh, that was fine. So then I went to Travelers, and the woman said, I'm sorry, there's no job here. And I said, but you must have made a mistake. I just left the IBM office and here. And I was so naive at the time. I didn't really understand what was going on. And I said, oh, well, I guess they made a mistake. But it was funny. It took me, I guess, 3 or 4 months to realize that the woman at Travelers was just lying. When she saw me come in, she said, not today.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So then when I went to Aetna, and I didn't know this at first, but I was the first black professional that they hired at Aetna. This, of course, is 1956. And so many people said when I told them I was at Aetna, how did you get at Aetna? They don't have us there, you know. But anyway, so to this day, I have a very fond, warm feeling of Aetna.
It's very, very admirable.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, racism has changed, and but do you feel like there is still racism, and if so, how can we change that and move forward?
That, if anybody could come up with an idea for that, they would get the Nobel Peace Prize. In order to change racism, you've got to change people. And people just don't change that easily. If you are a white person in these United States, and you've always been on top, you have the money, you have the power, nobody gives that up.
Yeah.
And things are much better now. But racism is something I believe, unfortunately, is going to always be with us unless we had a magic potion that turned everybody brown. If you turned everybody brown, because why is there so much racism now? Once they look at you, once they look at me,
they think of us in a different way.
Yeah, they think of us in a different way. They think of us as less than.
Yep.
And they can't get over that. I mean, some people certainly, you know, it's fine. But with the great majority of people, I know it's going to be there during my lifetime. So maybe when you get to be 80 years old.
Yeah, maybe there won't be any, maybe my grandchildren.
Yeah, maybe your grandchildren,
Yep.
Right.